Okay, good afternoon. It is the right date here. Wednesday, May 19th, 2021, 2 p.m. The Board of Housing Appeals of San Joaquin County will now come to order. Roll call.
Estrada,
Here.
Norris, Muniz, Sanguinetti.
Okay, so let's go down the agenda. I presume, as always, like normal, we all had an opportunity to peruse the minutes from the last meeting. Did we all get to look at them?
Yeah, it was a long time ago. It took a while to read.
Yeah, it's been a while. Okay, do I have a motion to accept those minutes?
I'll make the motion. John just seconded it.
Okay, I have a motion to accept the minutes by Mr. Sanguinetti and a second by Mr. Munoz. Roll call.
Estrada,
Yes?
Muniz, Sanguinetti.
Yes.
Okay, so item number 3, we have one appeal on calendar today. It's an appeal hearing concerning the statement of expense dated January 12, 2021 for enforcement costs for the property located at 2123 East 6th Street, Stockton, California, APN 171-060-11, property owners Dexter Vernon and Lillian Pearl York, case number Paul Robert 0546043, District 1. Staff report.
Is for San Joaquin County environmental health costs for time, services, and materials associated with a substandard enforcement case initiated on July 22nd, 2020 for violations of San Joaquin County Ordinance Code Title 8, Division 5, and the California Health and Safety Code Section 17920.3. The single-family dwelling and detached garage were posted substandard that same day. The appeal is for invoice number IN 0348053 dated January 12, 2021 for $143.60. The appellant, Dexter Vernon, states that his grandmother left the property to him and his brother before she died. Mr. Vernon had been living at the property up until the beginning of 2020. However, he could not afford to live there as he became unemployed and COVID-19 became an issue. The appellant says that a family that needed a place to stay came to him asking about renting the house. Mr. Vernon claims that family was a couple with their 2 little girls and grandparents. He states that they agreed that the family would pay a small amount in rent while making some minor repairs to the house while living there. He said that the family he rented to eventually moved people into the garage. When Mr. Vernon found out about the occupied garage, he stated that he tried to have them leave, but the tenants refused his calls and text. They also would not answer the door when he visited the property. He says that he was not able to evict them because the courts were not hearing evictions due to COVID-19. The appellate states that the house was in a better condition when he first rented it to his tenants. He says that the tenants purposely broke things in the house to make it look worse for when they called environmental health to inspect the house. Mr. Vernon states that he spent over $3,000 to correct all the issues with the house except for the foundation. The appellate states that he had some financial setbacks recently that make it difficult for him to pay the enforcement cost. The costs charged to this case under invoice number IN 0348053 were accrued from October 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2020 and totaled $143.60. The Environmental Health Department has reviewed the costs charged to the case and has determined that they are reasonable and consistent with the Board of Supervisor resolutions, the San Joaquin County Ordinance Code, and Housing Program Activity Protocols. The Environmental Health Department recommends that the Board of Housing Appeals confirm the statement of expense dated January 12, 2021 and deny the appeal.
Thank you. Comments? Building or anybody? Comments? Okay, do we have someone who wishes to address the board? Okay, can you step up to the microphone, please? State your name to the board and your relationship to the property, and the basis for your appeal.
My name is Dexter Vernon. I'm the living trust of Lillian Pearl York, who was my grandmother, who passed away in 2019.
Okay.
Basically, she passed away and left it in a trust to me and my brother, my younger brother, and he moved away to Oklahoma, and I tried to live in the house for the time being. And when COVID-19 hit, my business as a personal trainer went under. The gyms were closed. I filed for unemployment and was struggling. Hard to live there, for one. Basically, I sent the letter just to, summarize everything that happened, and I put all of her stuff out of there, and people were coming by asking if I was renting a house and things like that, and I told them no. Over that summer of 2019, it was broken into 2 or 3 times. I filed a few police reports, and they got into the back garage and stole some personal items and things like that. So me and my parents decided to clean it out. That's when this family stopped by and said they needed a place to live. They were living in the basement, and the roof was going to fall in on them. At first, I've never rented a house before. I've never done anything like this. So this was all new to me. I didn't know what I could do or what I couldn't do. The trust says we have to sell it, but at the time we couldn't get a fair market price for it due to the foundation. And like I said, my brother moved to Oklahoma, started as a CO, and just left. So I was stuck there with, my kids and trying to make ends meet. So I decided to rent this house to these people, and they painted it. I bought the paint supplies with my parents' help funding this, my mother and my father, and they're both retired on fixed income. And long story short is they gave me this sob story. They painted the whole house, and they fixed things up, temporarily in the front yard and things like that. About 3 months into it, this COVID, I think I read into them about the 15th or 16th of March, I believe, or something like toward the end of March of 2020. And my neighbors called me and complained, saying that there was loud noises coming from the garage and there was people living in the garage. I tried to contact the lady over and over again. She just kept dodging my calls. And, and when they paid the rent, they would just leave it in an envelope and put it in my parents' mailbox across the street. My mom and dad moved across the street eventually, and they seen just beer bottles everywhere, parties on the weekends, things like that. So one day I finally went over there after they filed the environmental health charge thing, and I told them I had to come into the house. And the lady who came out for environmental health basically told me what they were trying to do is to get free sanctuary, basically, because what they were doing was, we don't have to pay because of COVID. And she said, you guys should pay because it can mess your credit up. Like I said, I've never rented a house before. I never owned a house before. So this is all new to me. When I told them that the people in the garage, they basically moved illegal immigrants into the garage, and they were living in an unsanitary, no bathroom, no kitchen, no sink, no shower, no nothing. They'd sneak in at nighttime and get dropped off, either by a van or something, and they'd walk in. And it was just disgusting. I mean, there's rats in there, everything. So I got a video of them living in the garage after environmental health went out the first time, and I can show you guys what the conditions were of them, these people living, 2 or 3 different gentlemen living in the garage. Who knows where they're going to the bathroom at? The brother of the person who moved in the house worked for an outhouse place, like a porta potty rental place. So I don't know if they put one of those in the back of the house or what, but they were supposed to repair the garage back door, knock that down, haul that away, trim the trees. They cut the grass, everything before they moved in. They started fixing everything up, but once I found out people were living in the garage, they ceased to do anything. And then and I seemed like they'd done this before. So they turned me into environmental health to try to get out of paying the rent and to try to, keep the people forced into the garage and living there. And they ended up staying there all the way until November of 2020, I believe. Then I finally was able to evict them to where they stole my washer and dryer, a few personal items that were left in the storage thing in the back. They took some other things, and then also turned me into the fair housing voucher thing about their deposit they put down on the house. But I mean, the holes and the cracks in the walls and the pictures, it wasn't like that when they moved in. I don't know if they took a putty knife or something and chipped them away, but there was just big cracks that weren't there. And my parents helped me fix it and get it back up to code other than the foundation. So, but it's just, I can't live there because it's just too many memories of my grandmother. I found her dead in her bed in 2019, and it's 1948 when she bought the house with my grandfather. They both passed away in the house. So it's just really bad memories seeing them both in the same bedroom, deceased. So I kind of just, avoid the property at all. But I have a video of the garage and how the people moved to TV and 2 beds and they're living in there, and I can show you guys the quick video of that if you guys would like. The door supposedly was locked when environmental health came out, and she said she couldn't see what was in the garage. So I don't know what you guys want to do.
Can I interrupt for a minute? I understand your problems and it's your first go around or anything, but really what we're here for is the appeal of expenses, not the case of a tenant that has destroyed your house allegedly and caused these problems. And
Yes.
so the reason for it's $143 and some change.
I thought it was $600. Sorry.
Well, I think it says $143 if I'm
They told me
reading
it
it.
was,
Yep, that's correct, 143.60.
it was 140. They told me it was $690 something. That's why I appealed it.
Do we know why that is?
Will staff confirm that the report I'm reading only says $143, please?
I think the 600 was from a previous,
The previous, I never
I
got
don't
the-
care what previous is. Is the appeal based on a $143?
yes.
Well, then I'll pay the $143 if that's the case.
So then we can,
Sorry to waste your guys' time. It was for like $700, and that's why I did the appeal. They didn't tell me it was 143. I called the office. They told me it was $680.
you should have gotten
I got two separate ones, sir.
one of them should say 143.60.
And then the
That's
other
what
one-
you're here appealing right now. And then I'm getting the sob story. Sorry.
I understand that. No, it was for more up to $700 range. That's what I was appealing it for. If it was $143, I would have paid that.
Okay, so you're
Let's
clear
just
now.
move forward then.
Okay?
Okay?
Right.
And so, given that you've said you'll just take care of that, we can make a motion here. We can all go on our own business. You can close this out and do whatever you need to do. I would,
Can I ask you one question?
Sure.
Right. The $80 that I paid to appeal it, can I get that refunded back to me? Because I had no clue it was 143. I called several times and spoke to Scott and
non-refundable.
non-refundable.
Yeah.
That's the price you pay to appeal something. That's why it's important really to check this stuff out.
But I have misinformation though. That's the whole thing behind me.
Well, let me see your information.
I don't have my papers on me right now, but they were given two separate things I was served with. And I spoke to Scott several times and they told me the total was $600 something. Like $680 total for two separate visits.
Okay, we'll stand by a second, okay? Well,
Okay.
staff check it out and bring us up to speed on the right
Okay.
information that was conveyed to you, okay?
Paid. July of 2020. So let me, just so I'm clear and we make the right decision. We're only asking him to pay $143 and some change. And then he will be free and clear of any payment. Anything further, you're not going to send him another bill.
No, the total right now is $417.20.
So that doesn't answer my question, though.
Well, he is going to get another bill.
This was the final bill.
So again, I just want a yes or no, okay? Is the $143.60 that is what we're here today about, will that will be his final bill and he will not get another bill?
No, the final bill is $417.20.
So he will get another bill.
This was the final bill, but there was a previous invoice that was not paid, which added to that $143 to make it the $417. So if he pays the $143.60, there will still be $273.60.
Well, how will he ever know that if he doesn't get another bill?
This was the final bill that he
I
received.
never received that.
Well, wait, I'm not, none of this is adding up in my mind. Okay, I saw your numbers on your thing. Typically in the past, when there's these appeals, we've always seen all the time posted, a summary of time. And in that summary of time, it showed everybody's time, what it was for and everything. And then we showed what the county typically has always been reasonable and waived certain amounts of time. And they came up with a total amount of time that generally had at least 25% of the true time tracked waived, and then that was what the bill was. But this report, I don't see any of that, okay? And what I'm seeing is this is an appeal for $143.60, and I'm asking a simple question, is he going to get another bill after this bill?
If I may.
Yes, please.
When was the first time this appellant was billed as it relates to this property? What's the date on that invoice? No. I have a question pending. He's going to find it, but let's just wait. It's okay if we have silence.
I saw that when he showed it to me. Well, that's not what's before us, and that's not what I was asking. Okay, you're telling me that what you're telling me is that he will get another bill. No, you're telling me he will get another bill is what you're telling me. Okay, I already know what kind of motion I'm going to make now, okay? Because this is way not getting squared away in my mind and that. Thank you. On the basis of what I've heard and the confusion that has been left in my mind, and the typical statement of expenses that we have not seen as we've seen in the past, I am going to make a motion that the $143.60 will be the final bill. There will be no more bills associated with this case, regardless of what is on the books. This gentleman and his property will not. His case will be closed. The county will be directed to close the case for this once he pays this $143.60. And if there needs to be a recording fee of $22 in that, I'm not waiving the $22. You may have to pay that too. Okay, but no more than that. The $400 or anything else that I'm not sure where it's coming from or whatever, that's waived from my opinion. And that's my motion.
I don't think that's a proper motion. The only issue before this board today is the appeal hearing concerning the statement of expense dated January 12, 2021. If you make any other motion, you have exceeded your authority.
Okay, fair enough. But I'll have you know when it comes back for the other amount, I'm going to make a motion to uphold an appeal.
Okay, Counsel, so if I'm hearing you correctly, you're saying that we can only address what's before us today.
That is
Is
correct.
that correct? Okay.
I say something? Can't say anything. Sorry.
So do I have a motion on today's?
Motion to, actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a motion to accept the appeal as filed for the 143 and not confirm the statement of expenses.
Okay. I have a motion by Mr. Sanguinetti to accept the appeal. Do I have a second? Okay, I have a second by Mr. Munoz. Roll call, please.
Estrada,
Yes.
Muniz, Sanguinetti.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're not paying this 143.60.
Thank you for appearing before us. You have a good day, okay? Did you have a good day? Thank you for appearing before us.
Appeal, right?
You don't get
No,
$80.
Says if I win the appeal or I get the refund.
I think you still have to.
That's what I was told.
I think you do.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, does he? Okay.
And then if I can just state one more time, I never got the first bill ever. Like they never sent it to me. So
That's okay.
We'll see. You'll have your choice again if you
okay.
do.
I appreciate your guys' time. Thank you. Sorry.
You have a good day. Okay. Moving right along. Go to the consent calendar. And I presume we've all had a chance to peruse the, how many we have, because there was quite a bit. The 153 items on our consent calendar, and I don't think we want to go through each and every one of them. So do I have a motion to take them all in mass and approve them?
Motion to take them in mass.
Okay, I have a motion to take them in mass by Mr. Sanguinetti, a second. Second by Mr. Muniz. Roll call.
Estrada,
Yes?
Muniz, Sanguinetti.
Yes.
Okay. Let me see. Do we have any other hearings? No, nothing continued. Public comments. Do we have any public comments? There's nothing else out here. Okay. So, staff reports. Is there anything that we need to be made aware of? Okay. Can you tell us what it is?
Chairman Estrada, Commissioners, and County Councils, good afternoon. Stephen Shi, Program Coordinator of Environmental Health, Housing Abatement, Land Use Safety and Well Unit. I would like to use this opportunity to announce that the Housing Abatement Program will be transferred to Community Department, CDD, as of July 1st, 2021. With your permissions, I would like to introduce Community Development Department Director David Kwong and Co-Enforcement Managers Corinne King.
Certainly. Come on forward. Good afternoon.
Thank you. With me today also is Corinne King. I'm David Kwong, the Director for Community Development. Looking forward to this transition and getting to know the board a little bit better. And please take it easy on us in the beginning. There's a learning curve for us to the extent we really want to look forward to working with you and the entire board and all the processes that you have. And just looking at what we can do to, make it work, hopefully make it work even better. So we'll be wanting to have probably some orientation sessions with you and just try and sit down with you folks and then probably with County Council's office as well to see what things we can look at in terms of serving the mission of this board.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Well,
No, I look forward to working with each of you. Thank you.
okay, well, great. Well, I
Thank you.
think, speaking for the members of the board, I think we're all excited to engage in this transition. I want to make one comment when you said make things work better. I think that our experience with your predecessors has been very, very good and successful, and they've always done a really good job for us. So if you do the same, then I think we'll be happy.
We will
We have
strive.
many glitches. We just had a little glitch today.
Thank you. We'll absolutely strive to do so.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
I have a couple comments. Anyway, I look forward to working with you, David and Corinne, and that. I think you guys will do a great job, and a lot of your department has worked with EHD over the years on these cases, and so there's experience within your department of working on this stuff, and you guys are both well experienced at a lot of the things we do, so I don't see it being a big transition. I think you guys will do just fine, and everything has its bumps in that, and we'll always have bumps. We had a little bump today, but we get over it and we move on in that. And Stephen's been with EHD for so many years, and he's done a great job. EHD's done a great job over the years. I've been on this board now for 25 plus years and seen lots of people come and go, and it's been a privilege to work with environmental health, and I'm sure that they'll be still part of the team. They'll have to be in some way or shape in that when it's dealing with our septic and our well systems, and with your building and code enforcement divisions. I mean, that's really what we're dealing with anyway in that. So it'll all work and roll into place in that, and I think it'll be fine.
Thank you, and we're going to have bumps too, so look forward to learning again on how to make it as smooth as possible. All right, thank you again.
John, you want to say
John's the senior member here. And I've been here 25 plus years. John was here before I came.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I have a couple questions, real quick. So I'm sure that somewhere along the line, it's been explained to us or explained to me why this type of situation occurs, but when you have someone who appears before the board and they've got a bill, and you know they have a second bill, and you know what that amount is going to be, and it's a final bill, why aren't they consolidated and presented to us all at once? Is there some sort of restriction on that?
Well, the bill that they can only appeal is the most recent one. They have 30 days to appeal that bill once they get it. He said he didn't receive the first one, so I guess that's why he didn't try and appeal that first one. The final bill that he did get included that first invoice and that second one. So it showed the 417, but he was made aware that the most recent invoice was the one that he can appeal, the only one that he can appeal.
So what I'm hearing you say is that the larger amount, he had an opportunity to appeal if he had received the letter. Okay, we'll just take him at face value that he says he didn't receive it. But if he had received it, he didn't appeal it timely, so he wouldn't have an opportunity then to present an appeal for that amount of money. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because, we give him 30 days to appeal it.
I see. So that's a moot point. He can't, that won't be coming before us for appeal.
No.
All right. So then I'm going to just make one comment. I made it before. I really have a hard time with the fact that, and I don't know if anything can ever be done about it, but when the county takes action against somebody and they feel or they're compelled to appear before a body like ours for some sort of resolution, I have a hard time with the fact that they have to pay a fee to get in to see us. That, like he was talking about the $80 fee to file. I don't know. That just rubs me wrong, because I feel that if you're entitled to due process, you should be able to come before a board like ours and plead your case without having to pay, because not everybody has those resources, right? Theoretically. So having said that, anyone else have anything they want to say?
With respect to the appeal fee, I understand what you're saying, Mike, but they don't. When we have an abatement case, there is no fee for them to show up and speak their case in that. It's only at the appeal that they're filing a fee in that, and I think that's set in place through the Board of Supervisors in that as part of a fee schedule. So really, we don't have much jurisdiction over that. And that council could probably back that up in that. But through the public hearing process and the due process, when we notify them about an abatement, they don't pay a fee. They come on their own, and some show and some don't. The ones that care about their property show up, and we listen, and we, tend to have a softer approach with somebody that cares about their property and is willing to show up and tell us their side of the story than the person that doesn't show up in that. And that's just kind of been the history of the way we've operated in that. With respect to the way the fee, what I was getting at during our hearing is we've gone down this road several years back when Donna was director of the Environmental Health Department. We struggled with this fee approach back then, before I think you were even involved in that. We have struggled with the way the billing process was, just for what you had taught, just the way it was. You had a bill for one period of time and then another period of time and so forth. And so there was a restructuring of how they did their billing. John will remember in that, because we as board members had struggles with the billing process, just for the same reason we had struggles today with it in that. And it wasn't very clear, and people are appealing what they're getting billed for, but yet there's other bills that are either going to be coming to them or it's going to be a lien put on their property. What's going to happen here is this gentleman doesn't have a chance to appeal this $400 fee in that, and so he's going to get stuck with a bill and a last chance to pay it, or it's going to go against a lien against his property. And that probably won't never get paid until it's sold. It'll be in an escrow. And that, or the county uses a foreclosure procedure, which I doubt they would for $400. And that it'll just get it through escrow. And anyway, up until today, we've always seen a summary of these bills that showed how many hours that come up to, for example, this $143.60. In today's staff report didn't include that, and I was looking for it, and it didn't include it. And this county has always been very generous in their time in that, and always waived at least 20 to 25%, if not more, in their time when they billed somebody.
Yes. In
that. And we've always respected that when people were complaining about they shouldn't have to pay anything. And yet the taxpayer, if we let them go like we did today, the taxpayers are going to eat that $143.60. And that among the 600,000 taxpayers in this county is going to get divided up and paid by the taxpayers, including staff who lives here in that. But so, in the future, and this is something maybe David and Corinne, you guys should take note of when we do, because you guys will have to get your money back too for your time, for your department. I know that it's, you guys have your budgets, and it's all about budgets for each different department and what billing categories it all goes into, and however complicated you guys make things. And that accountants love to make things complicated. Anyway, so we do like to see a summary of the billable, of what's been billed, how much you guys are forgiving, and we'd like to, I don't like to see where something's been done and it's gone too long, and then they're going to have a problem like this guy's going to have. He's not going to even be able to do anything about it. I mean, other than go through a judicial system, which will cost him more than the $400 in that. So in the future, that's something maybe we can all work together on, so that these statement of expenses don't create these problems in our board meetings, and that we can make clear decisions without having confusion in our mind as we did today. That's really all I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Sanguinetti. All right. Anyone else have anything they want to say? Nope. Okay. We're going to adjourn the meeting, and it is 2:37. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, EHD. We'll be seeing you in a different role, but I'm sure you'll still be very helpful.